Hey guys, so the other day when I was doing that IGTV for the first time, I told you guys there was no way I was going to be able to film and edit a video and upload it to YouTube. And then I was thinking, like, why do I even need to edit it? Like, I'm not a big, like, I don't do crazy things with my editing or anything like that. I just want to like get the information out to you guys and talk to you guys. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to attempt to film this video without having to like edit and cut parts out. And Grant is sitting here with me. So this is his bedroom that I'm in right now. So you can see his sign in the background. So you might hear some little baby noises, but if you're watching this video, you probably don't mind hearing those baby noises, because if you're watching this video, then chances are you're probably going to be hearing your own baby's noises very soon. So congratulations to you. This video, I wanted to talk a little bit about like newborn must-haves. And then I will say, like, when you have your first, you get so caught up, especially because most of the time you have a baby shower, people gift you a lot of things with your firstborn. And so it's easy to get caught up with all of these things that like you want or you think you need and you really don't. So what I was gonna do today, bless you. What I was gonna do today is just kind of go over some of the things that we purchased and let you know if they were worth it or not. So I have a little list here in my phone, and I'll just kind of go over things with you, and I'll do my best to put like a picture of the item right here in the corner so that you can see what I'm talking about. The first thing, and before I even start talking about all of these items, like, a newborn does not need much. And I learned that with my first, and I've kind of applied that to my second. They just need your attention and your love and very few things in between that. But some of these things really do make life a lot easier. So I'll let you know what I'm talking about. The first thing that I do want to mention, because I think they're the best, is copper pearl swaddles. And I've talked about this in some of my other videos. They're stretchy, they're lightweight. He's wearing one right now. They're super easy to swaddle with because they are stretchy. My husband is like the master swaddler, and he can always do like a perfect swaddle with these. This is what he sleeps in. Like, we'll swaddle him in this swaddle blanket, and that's how he sleeps. We don't use the halo or anything like that, anything like Velcro, until they get a little bit older and they want their arms out because they're ready to like roll over. So the halo I would totally recommend when they get a little bit older, but as long as you know how to swaddle, then, and you're looking for swaddle blankets, I would totally recommend the copper pearl ones. The next thing here is the Boppy Lounger, and I definitely talked about this in the video that I had where I talked about some of the items that I had recently purchased. This is the best thing ever when you need to put them down in a safe place while you make your other child breakfast, or, you know, you're lounging on the couch or something like that, or you have, like, I hold him as much as I possibly can, but sometimes you have to be able to put them down in a safe place so you can like pee or something like that. So the Boppy Lounger, I think, is the best thing when they are a newborn, because it kind of like cradles them, but it allows them to sit up a tiny bit so they can actually see what's going on. And Kennedy loved being in it. He loves being in it. He never like cries when I put him down in that or anything like that. I prefer that over the Swaddle Me Organic and the DockATot. The only thing is that the Boppy Lounger won't last as long because it's meant to be for a newborn. Whereas like the Swaddle Me Organic or the DockATot, you can kind of get away with them being a little bit older and still hanging out in there. And then let me look at my list here. Ooh, that was bad. I'm sure I'll get a comment about that. The next thing is the Mamaroo. Not worth it. Not worth it even in the slightest. Kennedy didn't like it. Grant doesn't really like it. I don't know if it's like too much movement or what, but they just don't like it in there. I haven't tried any other swings because once I bought that with Kennedy and she didn't like it, I was just kind of like over it. Um, but I hear a lot of people really like other swings. The Mamaru just never really worked for us. So we tried it with Grant, but it literally just sits in the corner of our living room and collects dust. So I would not recommend that. For feeding, baby Brezza. Oh, buddy. Baby Brezza. So I have two baby Brezza items. One of them is a sterilizer, the other one is a formula maker. I am breastfeeding, but I also pump so that way he can eat from a bottle, so that way my husband is helpful for feedings. So I don't use the baby Brezza for formula right now, but if I needed to supplement, then I would towards the end. So like I breastfed Kennedy for 6 months. So from 6 months until she was a year, we did use formula, and the baby Brezza formula maker was like a godsend. It's literally like a Keurig for baby formula. It's amazing, and I would highly recommend that if you are going to be feeding your baby formula. On the other hand, there is also a baby Brezza sterilizer. Now this I'm kind of like, I go back and forth on, because I only use the sterilizer for the pump parts, and I sterilize them every day. And so it is kind of nice to be able to just wash them and stick them in that sterilizer and kind of set it and forget it, versus having to boil water and sterilize pump parts every day. So that's like, it's not a must, but it's definitely very convenient. So, you know, if you're having a shower, it is something that you could put on your registry, and I think it's pretty helpful. But if you're just gonna breastfeed from your breast and you're not pumping at all, then you don't really have a need for that. Are you gonna let me finish this video? We'll see. Okay, and then the next thing is, the Upper Baby stroller. 100% get it. We love ours. We use it all the time. We use it as a double stroller now, and it's been amazing. A bottle warmer. Any bottle warmer. Nope, not worth it. None of them work. It's too difficult, because if you're putting breast milk in the fridge, it's too difficult to get the right temperature through a bottle warmer. Because if you think about it, like if you have breast milk in the fridge that's been in there 20 minutes, it's not going to take as long to warm up than if you have breast milk in there that's been in there for a day. So it's just really hard to get the right temperature with a bottle warmer, and it just takes a long time. So like on average about 3 minutes to warm up a bottle, and 3 minutes is a really long time to an infant. So if your baby is hungry and you didn't catch on to that like right away at those first cues, and he or she is reaching the point where they're gonna start screaming for a bottle, then 3 minutes is a really long time. So bottle warmer, no. I would just say use the microwave. And I know that that goes against a lot of what people suggest, because when you microwave something, it can get like hot spots in there. But I'm just super careful when I have to microwave any frozen or chilled breast milk. I shake it a ton to like evenly distribute all of the heat, and then I check it on my wrist, and then I make my husband check it too. So I'm just like very cautious about that, but none of the bottle warmers that I've ever purchased have ever worked out for us. Okay, a playmat. So with Kennedy, I got like this whatever playmat from Bye Bye Baby, but then Love Very. Is that what it is? Love, yeah, Love Very. They sent me a playmat and a little like play kit for Kennedy. So I was I kept looking at that company because they have play kits meant for kids based on their age. So for Kennedy, I think it was like 16, 17, and 18 months. Like these toys were put in a kit and are good for her and her development. And you get a new, it's like a subscription service. So you get a new box every 3 months. And I had looked at it and looked at it, and then they emailed me, and I was like, yes, I totally want to try it. So they sent me the playmat for Grant, and then they also sent me a box for Kennedy. Kennedy still plays with all of those toys, and I will say that I think that they were completely appropriate for her age. That can be something that's kind of hard. I've noticed, at least for me personally, even though I'm a teacher, like, and I know developmentally what's appropriate for a third grader, I don't necessarily know what's always developmentally appropriate toys for an infant or a toddler. And so that made it like super clear. And it even came with this little like book. I haven't looked at Kennedy's. This is Kennedy's, but I looked at Grant's, and it has little tabs in there, and it kind of divides it by weeks for Grant's, and it will tell you exactly what you should be working on with them for those weeks. So I'm super impressed with the playmat, especially. It's so nice. I feel bad because Kennedy got this like little chintzy one, and Grant gets this like nice wood one with all these little different features on there. It's so nice. So I'll definitely put a picture of that right here so that you guys can see. It's pricier than the one that we got Kennedy, but even if I would have paid, like I would have paid for it on my own because it's that nice. And he actually, even though he's only a month old, it comes with these little like black and white contrast cards, and it'll tell you in the little like this little thing what you're supposed to do with those. But I've been putting him at the top of the playmat, and he totally lays in there and like stares at the cards, and it comes with a little mirror. It's such a nice playmat. So if you're thinking, even if you don't get the subscription service, you can just order the playmat, and I think you'll be super happy with it. It's really, really nice. So the one that we bought Kennedy, I couldn't even use again because it was just like so trashed after her. And it was still like, I want to say like $70, you know, it wasn't like super cheap. So the playmat, yes, and that company I'm super impressed with. In fact, I already placed an order for Kennedy's next set of like developmentally appropriate toys for the next few months. So it's kind of nice because it's only once every 3 months, and it's like a nice little surprise. Okay, the next thing, and I know this is like so, like people have a lot of varying opinions about this, but the Owlet. So we have, you can see it behind, we have the camera, even though he doesn't sleep in here. And then we also have the Owlet Sock. We used it on Kennedy until he was born. Like, it just gave me such peace of mind. It checks like their oxygen levels and their heart rate. And it actually saved us one time with Kennedy because she was sick, and she shot a fever, and because of that fever her heart rate was super high, and so she was down for a nap. And I looked at the there's like an app on your phone that you can download to check their levels, and I saw that her heart rate was super high, and it was very abnormal for her and for her to be sleeping. And so I was like, what the heck? So I like went in there really quickly and checked her temperature, and sure enough, like we took her to the hospital right away because her fever was so high. So the Owlet has definitely saved us, but also just giving me peace of mind that, you know, she's breathing at night, and now he wears it. So again, I just don't even want to think about what could happen because it's just awful to think about. But if you can have any peace of mind and it helps you sleep better when you're already not getting a ton of sleep, then I would highly recommend getting the Owlet Sock and camera. They're both, we've never had any issues with them. The next thing is the hatch. So the hatch is the only reason that I'm able to be in this nursery and talk to you guys while Kennedy is napping next door, because the hatch is, you can control it from your phone, but you can also control it from the actual device. It's just a noise machine. It can change colors, and it has white noise, which is what we always keep it on, but it also has other noises too. So what I've heard some people do, and we haven't done this with Kennedy or Grant yet, But what I've heard some people do is they will have it change a certain color at like 8 a.m. and change to a certain sound at 8 a.m. because you can program it on your phone. And then when your kids get a little bit older, that's like their alert that, oh, okay, it's okay for me to get out of bed now. Like it's morning time, I can get up. So that's kind of nice too. It's kind of like a little training piece, but also it allows you, because that white noise is there, it allows you to vacuum in your house. It allows you to watch TV. It, keeps you from feeling like you have to tiptoe around your house when your kids are sleeping. So the hatch is a must. We also bought a pack and play instead of a Halo bassinet because we thought, okay, well, we can use it as a bassinet when we're co-sleeping, like when they're in the room with us sleeping. But then also we can use it later when, they need a safe place to like play, or if we're traveling and we need a crib, something like that. And then ours also has like a changing table on it. So it's super convenient for those early days when they're in the room with you. You don't have to buy like a separate changing table to like take care of that kind of stuff in the middle of the night when you've already woken up 3 hours earlier. And then the last thing that I was going to talk about here is the LV. Now, I didn't have this for when I was pumping and breastfeeding with Kennedy, but I did get it for this pregnancy, and like while I was pregnant, I guess I should say. And it has been a lifesaver, especially because I have a toddler running around that I have to keep up with. I do not have time to be like chained to the wall, or an outlet, I guess I should say. It has been like a godsend. I can pump in the car. I can pump at the grocery store. I can pump when I'm sitting on the couch. I can pump when I'm playing with Kennedy. I can pump when I can breastfeed him on one side and pump on the other side. It's totally worth it, 100%. When with Kennedy, I actually used the Spectra, the one that hold the charge, so you don't have to be up like plugged into the wall, the blue one. And I feel like I get the same amount of suction with the LV than I did with the Spectra, and I was always really happy with the Spectra. So keep that in mind, because that was something that I was a little concerned about. I wanted to make sure that I was going to yield the same ounces and get the same kind of suction that I would with another kind of pump, but I totally do. And I don't even put it on the highest setting. Like I could increase the setting on that a little bit. Okay, so I think that is all of the newborn things that are talked about a lot, I guess, and whether I think that they're worth it or not. The only thing that I would say is totally not worth it is the mama reel. To me, that was just a waste of money because neither one of my kids liked it. And then the other thing, it kind of depends on, like what your feeding plan is the sterilizer and the baby Brezza. So like the formula maker. But other than that, those are all the things that we use all the time and cannot live without. So I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I will see you next time. Bye.